Hey everybody, hope you guys are having a good day. Now we're going to discuss some important words for the CELPIP exam and I'll tell you where you can access that for free. Before that, I'm going to spend about a minute talking about some of the recent comments that I got in my latest video where people talked about their experiences, and I think it's important for you to know these things if you're going to do the CELPIP exam. So this is a video I did about the big surprises of the CELPIP exam. If you haven't checked it, please do, so you're not surprised on the exam day. I talked about how the actual test is much more difficult. You have additional parts there and a lot of the tricks that the exam plays to not deceive you, to surprise you. And that makes people lose marks. So now I got some comments and I want you guys to see these experiences. Tom Joseph says, in my practice tests, reading was the strongest area in the practice tests, which means when he was practicing online from the sample tests, which are available freely most likely, he was getting 10 to 12, all right? But in the actual exam, it dropped to 6. So it's a pretty drastic drop. This is a real person, real story. This does happen, okay? He did do well in speaking and writing, which is great because these are the hardest modules, but he scored very well. Okay, and this person, I'm not sure what the name is, I gave my exam yesterday and it was a lot tougher than the practice test they had on the website. Once again, that's the same thing I mentioned in my video, that a real exam is much more tough. Now we have a few questions and okay, I scored 10 in listening, 9 in speaking and reading. So this person did good reading, I think Hetal Uka, but unfortunately got 7 in writing. Okay, so that again, if someone is scoring 10 and 9 in all the modules, their level is really that, but then it's a very drastic drop of 7 in writing that can happen too. And a lot of people are asking about the course, and of course you guys can get all the course details when you go to the description. This person, Mukesh, is also stuck in the reading section and unable to score more than CLB5. So reading is a tough challenge for a lot of people. We're going to upload, well, we have uploaded many videos on reading, and I'm going to upload some more next week because of all these comments and people really talking about reading recently a lot more. So please subscribe if you haven't to get access to those videos. So before we jump into the words, that is the title of the video, please try to digest what I just showed you. The actual exam is way more difficult, as I keep saying repeatedly. If you want to get the gist of the real exam and how the real mock tests are, check out our course. It is in the description. It's a little investment with the money back guarantee, but at least you get the real exam experience. Okay, now without further ado, let's go to HZadeducation.com because I want to show you where you can find some really good resources for CELPIP for free in our blog, simply. Okay, you go to the blog, and you can see there's lots of things we upload about IELTS, CELPIP, OET, and a lot of great things that you do not see on YouTube all the time. For example, something like this. Type on the blog 400 words. You'll be directed to the very first link here, best CELPIP words for writing and speaking. But honestly, these words can be utilized in reading and listening as well. So you will hear or read words in reading and listening, which might be challenging. If you have a good enough vocabulary, you'll be able to tackle those issues. Now, this one we start here with a little heading, a little description, which you guys can read. I also always post some useful links in my blogs, so you can check those out and get benefits from there. Now, this is a good collection of 400 words. Why I say it's CELPIP words is because these words are common enough, but at the same time unique enough, like a lot of people don't commonly use it. For example, if you want to say not clear, you're going to say not clear in real life. But if you say blurry, it's going to be more advanced. So it's not just day-to-day street language, but at the same time, it's not something. They're not words which are so complex that you can only use them in certain cases. These are words you can use in all cases in your writing and speaking topics. And if you do come across these words in reading and listening, extra help. You will know what they mean. Okay, so simply what you guys have to do is go over these words, 400 words, and memorize them. Okay, simple as that. Again, great links in between. You can check those out. Now I'm going to talk about a good strategy if you have enough time before the exam. What you should target is 15 words a day. Memory tests and my students' personal experiences and my experiences with them have taught me that people do not usually learn more than 15 a day. So if you have your exam in a month or 2 months, you can easily finish this, or let's say you do a little bit more every day, you can easily get there within 2 months. Um, what you should do now in terms of strategy is not just look at the words and the meanings. Again, from personal experience, memory tests, and my students, I know that this is not how people learn vocabulary. So when you see a word like blurry, you saw that it meant not clear. Okay, you repeat this in your brain a few times, and then you move on, do something else, you will forget this. Okay, you do the same thing with the next 15 words. You come back the next day, you're gonna forget all the 15 words. So here's what you need to do. If I see the word blurry, I'm gonna think of a situation where I could use it, and I'll tell you the third step to doing this to fully commit this to your brain. So a situation in my normal life would be, let's say my vision about my business is blurry right now. I'm not really sure what next step I should be taking. Now that is something relevant to my life. It is something I can relate with. And I made this sentence on purpose based on my life because my brain will remember this better. It's more familiar to me. Okay, for example, something like cozy. I want a cozy lifestyle without worrying about any debt or mortgage. So that's my aim these days. I'm trying to pay off my mortgage and pay off all debts that I have. Now, this will help me relate this word based on my condition more because I'm trying to have a cozy lifestyle free of all debts. So this, again, helps the brain and you familiarize yourself with this word. Next time you think about mortgage, this word will come in your brain automatically. And that's the beauty of doing it this way. Okay, but still, there's a high likelihood you're gonna forget these words tomorrow or the day after. So what you should do, of course, you should write CELPIP writing, practice at home, and do the speaking and use these words. But when you are going through the word list, think about some questions that you have done from the CELPIP exam, either using our course or Paragon's or someone else's course. But go through the mock tests. Either open them on another window here or just remember some of the questions. For example, rigorous, right? That means detailed or thorough. Now I remember one of the questions was about the two options in task 2, CELPIP writing. Should we build a recreational center or should we build a zoo in our town's area? Now I can think of this word and I can place it in that writing. I'm thinking I would say the government or the municipality should come up with a rigorous plan to make sure it benefits the citizens if we build a zoo. Okay, so this is how I'm going to use it there. All right, let's talk about allege. Now, allege is blaming. Let me think of CELPIP speaking. Maybe there's a part 7. That's a part where we argue and we debate. So I could say, for example, there's a debating question in part 7. Should we have free tuition for all institutes, post-secondary, etc., or should we pay for it? So I can say, allegedly, people say there are benefits of free tuition, but I don't see them. Or a lot of people allege the government to be the ones who are providing too many social benefits, but I think they could provide more. Okay, so now I'm thinking how I can use these words in my personal life and in the CELPIP exam based on those questions. I'm just coming up with questions from my memory right now, but you can easily open them in a separate tab. If you have our course, you would have the access to those questions as well. Again, you can find our course in the description. Now, with these steps, if you are doing this daily and learning these words, you will never forget them because you are repeating them so brilliantly with situations you will actually face. And most importantly, you'll be able to use it in the CELPIP exam. So please try that practice. Go over these 400 words. You'll find them highly useful for your exam because you do need good vocabulary to impress the examiner. Without good vocab, you can forget your 9. And please subscribe to the blog, subscribe to this channel as well. More tips and great videos are coming up. Thank you and take care.